with no FFRL this week, it's time to bring back an old feature from a very long time ago, Throwback Thursday. It's been so long since I did one of these that the game that's on screen right now wasn't even out back when I first did this. Yeah, we're going back 10 years then to F1 2016, and this is Formula Xbox. I believe it was season 6, and this was the midway point of the season then, or maybe just into the second half of the season then, the Belgian Grand Prix at Spa. And yeah, this is just looking back then at an all league race that that I never uploaded publicly, or that I never did commentary for. And yeah, just looking back, reminiscing on this old game, this old league, and yeah, just giving some commentary then to this old race that we did. And yeah, it turns out I've actually still got quite a lot of these old races from 2016 on an old hard drive of mine. Because what happened was I took like quite a long break from uploading stuff back on 2016. In fact, I took like two quite long breaks, and I was doing like 3 leagues a week at one point during this game cycle. So there were like a lot of races that just never got uploaded from like this time. But I did start to put some of them in a playlist which is up on the channel, but like there's still quite a lot that never got uploaded. And there were also some that I did make some like unpublished highlights for, but then I just like didn't save the I didn't get rid of, I should say, the original files for them. So, and this is one of them, because there was like highlights for this in that playlist, but yeah, I still had the full file for it, and it's a good race from what I remember. So yeah, I thought, this would be perfect. We had the Belgian Grand Prix in real life just this weekend. The next race in FFRL is Spa as well, so yeah, this is perfect timing really to do this one. And yeah, this is what it's going to be then. We crossed line then, and here are some of these familiar faces then, or familiar names from the past. RBZ, the only driver then under 2 minutes there on pole position. Silent Mole, aka Luke, second. There's Commando, Maestro, Lost Warrior, Gishtin Zinker, aka Sinan, I believe it is. Then me, Nor, Casey, Elusive Kev were my teammate Hickey was 13th, I believe, and we had Drastic down there as well, the host of Formula Xbox. And yeah, the strategy then, it was dry for the race, so we're going to be going with the soft to the medium, although it does look like the medium to the hard, which, I mean, effectively by today, well, how it would be today, that it is the medium to the hard, because it's the middle tyre and the hardest tyre that we're using in this race, or that we'll be planning to use in this race. Because like how it was back then, like they didn't have like the C1, 2 or 3, whatever. It was each tyre had its own like name back then, so yeah, they didn't go with like soft, medium and hard for each race. Each compound had its own name. Well, I'm sure like a lot of people remember this, but yeah, we line that now then on the grid, and we've got the 5 lights coming on, and we are underway then for the Belgian Grand Prix, and it was a pretty good start there then. Going quite cautious here into the first corner because there's just always an instant here. Lost Warrior went for a bit of a dive and then made contact there with Sinan, and we so nearly collected the spinning Sauber there. We also then made up another position from Maestro spinning up in front of us as well there. So we've had a decent start then up into 5th place with the Renault then of Nor just in front of us here. We get a great run down the Kemmel Straight, and we are going to be through then and up into 4th place here, so it's been a good start. And then we've got the Toro Rosso of Luke there off the road. Looks like gets back on without too many dramas, but yeah, that's allowed us to catch back up a little bit then. And it's RBZ and Commando running off at the front then, the top 2 in this race. And I believe it was RBZ and Luke that were fighting for the championship this season. Looking back, I think I had a good start to the season. I believe this was the season where I won the first race in Australia, and that was mainly because at the beginning of the F1 2016 game cycle there was this glitch where I'm sure a lot of people who played it will remember, where the if you started on either the middle or the hardest tyre for whatever those tyres were for that particular round, then you would have better tyre wear on every set of tyres throughout the race. It was, just a bit of a crazy glitch, really. And once people realised it, it really like changed league racing for quite a, quite a bit for a while, because it did take them quite a while to fix it as well, like to bring out a patch for that. So, and this was of course back in the day when the top 10, if it was a dry qualifying and a dry race, then they would start on their qualifying tyres. So it was like a thing you had to really think about back then, because if you did like really go for it in qualifying on the soft tyres, then you were basically like resigning yourself to having bad tyre wear during the race, compared to people who might qualify on the like the middle tyre or medium, whatever it was. And yeah, or just like people who started outside the top 10. So yeah, it was like a real thing that like mixed things up for quite a while before they patched it. I can't remember if it was in the game at this point, but I think like the like optimum strategy first race was just a one stop between like the medium to hard, or the hard to medium, as it was. But yeah, yeah, that was certainly like a big thing in the game, and that's what led to me going off the topic there, winning that first race of the season. But yeah, from what I remember, I like didn't have the best season after that. It sort of fell away quite quickly, and as I say, it was between, I believe, Luke and RBZ for most of the season, and they were the two main contenders. RBZ was very quick here, as we saw from the qualifying. He was the only driver that went under 2 minutes in qualifying. As we're having a look at Luke here, then our pace seemed to be all right here, so I was quite happy to be sticking with Luke, because as I say, he was in the championship fight here. So well, I was quite happy to be keeping up with him at this stage. We're actually getting a great run here towards Blanchimont. We're going around the outside, but then just get squeezed out slightly. We brushed the barrier. We were lucky to still be in the race there. And yeah, I'm not sure about that one. I mean, I don't know if we were really alongside there to be entitled to racing room. I don't quite know exactly what the rule is on that, but I think it was probably always quite a small gap we were looking at there. Like we were only like barely alongside, but yeah, I'm not sure. But regardless, then quite lucky to still be in the race. We have lost a few seconds and a few positions there, so we're gonna have to regroup a bit here then, and try and get back onto that group up in front, because there's quite a battle going on for the podium then. Nor's there in 5th, but then our teammate Hickey has had a great start and is up to 4th then, as right in that fight now for the podium. As now the other Toro Rosso, Casey, is fighting us here for 6th place, but we've just been able to outbreak the Toro Rosso there, and we stay in 6th for the time being then. Just skip on to lap 4, where with that battle is still going on in front of us then. We've now got Maestro, who's recovering from that first lap spin, goes for a move into the bus stop chicane. We just about saw it coming then and left space there, and we managed to also maintain a position as well, as Luke is in very early then for what will be the medium tyre, which, as I say, is the hardest tyre at this race. So he could get to the end from there. It would be a long stint. I believe the tyre wear was quite good on that medium from what I remember, but yeah, it would be a long stint to go to the end from there, but they may just be trying something different there. Obviously this is so long ago that I can't really remember like a lot of some of the context of some of the decisions, or things that go on in this race. But yeah, I'm just trying to try and speculate on that. But yeah, Maestro's gone through then with the DRS there. So yeah, whilst we did gain a place, we are back now down into 6th, and we'll have to see if we can try and stick with the Williams driver here then. It looks like we have managed to do that. We are still within a second, so we should be able to fight back here then with the DRS down the Camel Straight this time. And yeah, especially now that Maestro's made a little mistake there, it'll be quite straightforward for us. So yeah, whilst we complain about the battery now, we were having people breezing past each other with DRS a long time ago. So I guess it's just we've sort of traded in one thing for another in some ways. But yeah, obviously the battery obviously was a thing at this point, but it wasn't in the game. It wasn't in there until like F1 2018, when they first sort of implemented that. Because obviously we did have the hybrids at this point, but there was no battery management at all. As we got Nor into the barrier there, I don't know quite what happened, but they're out the race, and that moves us up into fourth then. And as we slowly close in on our teammate, and then Maestro also loses it there as well, coming out with Radion, and that's going to bring out a safety car now then. So yeah, that's going to bunch things up, and it's a perfect time for us to pit then. So yeah, that's what we'll be doing then, even if we do have to queue behind our teammate here. And yeah, so as I was saying, you know, obviously there's no like battery management in this game, even though there was the hybrid. So it was just really, you know, using the fuel mix in this game, because you could change it in this one. And also then, as we've seen, the DRS when you were within a second of the car in front. So yeah, we're doing our pit stop now then. We've put the mediums on, which can go to the end. And yeah, that's what most people are going to do now then. It's kind of a bad time for those who started on the mediums. As in Casey there's gone out, decided to go over to the softs, but that'll be a long old stint for them if there's not like another safety car or something. So yeah, we'll have to see how that plays out. As a Commando then gets disqualified from the race. And well, I'm guessing that was probably why then, because the safety car just parks at the top of Radion. And yeah, there's all been a bit of a mess now then, as we've got to try and re-establish the order here, because Worthy also went well in front there. But I'm not sure what Commando did to get disqualified, because yeah, I flew past the safety car as well, but I'm guessing he must have maybe hit the safety car there to get disqualified, because yeah, we were certainly given a chance to, you know, get back into position there. Something that you don't get in the newer games as well, because I remember that catching me out in like 2020, and it like immediately disqualified me. But anyway, we're going to get ready for the restart now then. Up into fourth place now that Commando's been disqualified, and we've got Worthy then, who started on the medium then, who has yet to pit in this race. So we are sort of effectively in third at the moment then, the Ferrari double podium. And yeah, we'll see now then if we can maintain it or even go better than that then. As yeah, we're getting right, well, we are green flag now then. So hopefully we can get past this Mercedes then of Worthy, because they are on much older tyres than us here, so we should be a lot quicker. And well, the opportunity then comes halfway around the lap, as yeah, he dips 2 wheels on the grass then on the entry into Pouin, and that is gonna yeah give him no grip at all. And we are through then and up into third, and we'll see if there's anything we can do now then about our teammate, who has yeah been one of the drivers of the day so far. You'd have to say started, I believe, 13th or 14th in the race, and they're up to second already then. But we just had so much more speed there then. No DRS at this stage, but yeah, just running in rich there down the straight, and we yeah just breezed past there. I don't know if that was a bit of a setup difference or not, but yeah, that was very straightforward then. And we were up into second place, but you know, nowhere near RBZ at the moment then. They just had so much more pace than us in this race. As yeah, Hickey goes for a very late dive into the bus stop. We just about saw it coming there, but then actually he pits, so that was unusual, because you know, you wouldn't think that there would be any need to pit at this stage. So I can only think he must have had like a drive-through penalty or something for something, I don't know, because you couldn't see the penalties on the position graphic before. So yeah, you sort of just had to rely on your engineer telling you stuff. But anyway, we've got a safety car again on lap 14, and I have no idea what that was for, because no one crashed out there. I didn't see any kind of incident on the map, so yeah, that was very unusual there. But what that does do is bunch everything up again, and it is going to give us a great chance then to potentially win this race, because we can put another set of the soft tyres on. And yeah, RBZ decided to stay out, so yeah, we're going to go for it then, and we're going to have the tyre advantage. Casey goes through then on the medium, so what I think must have happened there, he must have put the soft tyres on at the pit on the first safety car, and then he must have just come back straight back in again and put another set of the mediums on, which could have worked out very nicely there, because he's up into second place now. So yeah, there's 2 cars we've got to pass then if we're going to win this race, but we do have you know, fresh soft tyres, and yeah, both those cars up in front of us are on older mediums then, so we are going to have a chance here then, as we're nearly getting ready to go racing. But yeah, Casey there, quite eager to get going, ran into the side of RBZ and spins out, and yeah, a bit too eager there, because yeah, the green flag was not out until, you know, RBZ was exiting the chicane there. So yeah, just a little bit too eager there from the Toro Rosso driver, and it gave us a position there then up into second place. And we'll now see then if we can do anything about this Haas driver who has been absolutely flying in this race and indeed in qualifying. So, well, we've got a great run here then with the DRS, but I was going to say, this tyre advantage could be, negated by just how much faster a driver he's been, but for now we are breezing through then up into the lead of the race, so we'll see if we can pull away now then on these fresher tyres, or are we just going to, not be able to break away due to, just RBZ having more pace than us. Well, a lap later then you can see the charge impact behind us here as we head up Radion now then, and I don't believe there is DRS yet then, but RBZ has still got a great run here down the Kemmel Straight, so we're just going to stay on this inside line here towards Lecom, and I thought I was quite late on the brakes there, but RBZ manages to sweep round the outside then on those old and medium tyres and is back up into the lead of the race then, so a great move there then from the Haas driver, and as I say, one of the championship contenders here, and yeah, it's not going to go up that race lead then too easily, and yeah, we're going to have to look to try and do it somewhere else then. But yeah, our straight line speed seemed to be really good in this race, so I don't know if I was running less aero than a lot of the others here, but yeah, we didn't quite get a look there then, but we've also got Worthy who was on the super softs, so they've really gone for it here then on this final stint. So yeah, it's still all up in the air then as to who's going to win this race, because we're sort of in the wrong order at the moment in terms of who's got the fastest tyre here, as Worthy then is still all over the back of us then as we head towards Blanchimont on lap 20 of 22, and yeah, we're slowly closing back up then to RBZ, but yeah, we're not going to be close enough here to make the move into the bus stop chicane, but we will be nice and close now then down the pit straight and into the first corner, and that will give us DRS then once again down the Kemmel Straight towards Lecom as we set the fastest lap of the race there. And yeah, just needed a good line here then through the first corner, and RBZ has had one as well, to be fair, but we've been gaining so much in terms of just in a straight line down the Kemmel Straight here that we should still be in with a good chance here once we get down to Lecom. And yeah, you can just see we're reeling in that Haas so quickly here, get the DRS, and yeah, it was very straightforward there then. And yeah, we'll just have to see now then if we can hold it for this last 1 3/4 laps then of this race, and it would be a real giant killing, I think, of a win this if we could pull it off here. But RBZ has got other ideas here then, and is up the inside into Rivage, and yeah, there was nothing we could do about that one then. We had to concede the position, and yeah, he says no, you gotta work for this win if you're gonna have it, because I've been on pole position and I led for most of it, so yeah, I'm not going to give it up too easily. And yeah, we're going to have to fight back here then, as once again then just so quick in a straight line here, so we just breezed past into Blanchimont there. He's going to be quite close into the bus stop, but I think we've just about done enough then. But now here comes the problem then. We're going to be the one who leads down well into this final lap then, and we're going to be the one giving everyone the tow down the long Kemmel Straight here, giving them all the DRS as well here. We'll be the sitting duck this time, and we'll have to see if our aero is good enough for us to defend this position then one last time down the Kemmel Straight here towards Lecom. This is the main overtaking spot, and RBZ has had a great run through Eau Rouge and Radion, and it's going to be very difficult for us to hold this one then, as he's edging ahead then. Worthy's got a great run as well then on the super soft tyres. We tried to send it, but that was just a gap that was always shrinking there, and we lost out a bit. Had a bit of a slide there as we tapped the side of the Haas there, and Worthy's gone through as well. But we're still side by side then, so we could still salvage second here, because RBZ has just run off straight away then as soon as he's taken the lead there, and it looks like he's going to be romping to victory now then. But there's still a battle here for second. Those super soft tyres are surely starting to give up now then, and we've still got a chance then towards the bus stop chicane, so we'll see then if we can use this one last opportunity that we'll surely have to retake that position then, as yeah, RBZ then, he just needed that one chance and he took it, and he's pulling clear now then, so there's going to be no chance to fight for the win here, but still a chance to retake second place then. And it would still be a good second place, considering we qualified in, was it 7th? And our pace wasn't really like the best for like second place. So we really have made it like it work with the safety cars here, and it was so nearly a victory as we've got Lost Warrior then running outside into the bus stop on the final lap there. But it was a deserved victory then in the end for RBZ, and we crossed the line then for second place in the end. A great result there after a great race. And as it turns out, there are actually multiple corner cutting penalties that did end up affecting the race results. So whilst we were fighting with both Worthy and the Lost Warrior near the end there, they both had time penalties, and that pushed them down the order. So it was RBZ then who took the win. We were second then in the end, a couple of seconds off in the end, and it was actually Casey then who did take the final podium spot then. As I say, I think they did do like a bit of an unusual strategy, pit in twice into that first safety car, but it did work out quite nicely for them in the end then, and they were third in the end ahead of their teammate Luke. And then with those penalties, it was Lost Warrior in fifth, K Gibbs from 12th on the grid. I think I missed that name when I was going through the grid earlier, so apologies for that. But they recovered to 6th then. Worthy then, with quite a few penalties in the end, drops down to 7th ahead of Drastic. And then my teammate Hickey there in 9th. Don't quite know what happened there. I think it must have just been a penalty or something, because I don't know why they went in the pits when they did. As I say, this was 10 years ago, so I probably knew at the time, but obviously I don't remember now. And unfortunately, I didn't record the race directive for this race, because that would have probably told me what happened. So I can only speculate on that. Gishtin Zinka, as I say, I believe at Sinan there, was 10th in the end and took the final point ahead of Elusive Kev, who unfortunately was the only finisher there not to score points. So this was a fun race to look back on. It's nice to see some of these old names again on the timing page. And also, seeing just how much these cars have changed over these last 10 years. So hope you enjoyed it. If you are either a new viewer or you maybe you raced in this race, or have some memories of racing on F1 2016. What did you think of this game? Did you play it much? Did you enjoy this era of cars? Obviously, they had a lot less grip than the generation that followed them, but it still gave us some good racing at times, as we saw from this one. But that'll wrap things up then for today. As I say, it was just a 1 week break for FFRL, so that'll be back from next week, and that'll be running for another 5 or 6 races, I think, until the end of the season. So I won't be doing another one of these for a while, but if there is like another break somewhere, then we may well do another Throwback Thursday. As I say, I've got a lot of these F1 2016 races. We could go back to 2012, 2013. I think I've got some from like 21 and 22 as well. I just never posted anywhere, so could do one of those potentially. If anyone's got any requests, then I could have a look to see what I've got. But that'll wrap things up then for today. Thanks again for watching, and hope to see you next week then, when we'll be resuming at this track once again then in FFRL.